The big story that we are focused on. In fact, there are now reports that indicate that Russia may have agreed to ensure that President Trump's administration is able to broker talks with Iran on issues that could include the nuclear program as well. Which brings me to ask viewers that is this what the real game plan is? That Russia-Ukraine solution is important for Trump administration because of its larger Iran focus. And that's where President Putin could be extremely crucial. In fact, some reports indicate that President Putin may have agreed to be part of some sort of a solution between the US and Iran. What shape it will take remains to be seen. But the fact that such a mediation can take place is really the big story that we are focused on today on India Global, because it has many legs to it, it has many angles to it, and it impacts everybody, including viewers who are watching this broadcast and in India as well. For starters, it would mean that the entire program with regard to how Iran needs to be approached will be completely changed. What will be the role that President Putin will play in this? How soon will that happen? More importantly, what will be the role that some of the other Arab and the GCC countries like Saudi Arabia would play is going to be very important, because reports also indicate that this conversation happened in the early February phone call between President Trump and President Putin, following which there were some discussions between the Trump administration officials and those on the Russian administration officials, and then the matter was taken up with Saudi Arabian counterparts as well. So what does this mean is going to be my big focus. But how soon could this happen, and is this really the leverage that Russia has and President Putin has, is really the key question. Let's get in Tatiana, senior journalist, joining me live from Moscow to decode some of this. Tatiana, is this what, as I said, the real leverage could be for President Putin, and the reason why several other aspects of the geopolitical tensions may resolve sooner than we know?
Look, Gaurie, I know that we're talking right now first and foremost about the reports that came out in Western media today, but the President Putin spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, has already confirmed that, he's claimed that Kremlin does think that the US and Iran have to kind of resolve all of their problems via negotiations, and that Moscow is prepared to do whatever is in its powers to facilitate that. However, as to leverage, I don't believe that this would be the primary focus of that. You know, we've seen it throughout these past years and throughout the rule of the previous administration that basically not having any sort of negotiation, not having any sort of diplomatic contact does not work in the bigger picture and in the longer term. So I do believe that should the US and Iran actually come to any sort of a table and start any sort of dialogue on the nuclear program, that would be a great development for the world.